Uganda signs a new deal, which is about $3 billion dollars of deal with a Turkish firm to build a standard gauge railway. Now, this comes in the middle of this month. So Uganda is signing this deal with the Turkish firm known as Yapi Merzeki. It's an electric standard gauge railway. Here it is. Yeah. So these are bringing the things that are needed for the construction. Now, so far, Kenya, Tanzania have made significant progress with the construction lines in their respective countries. Because now, to give you a background, it was Kenya, Tanzania, South Sudan, and Uganda, these four countries. In 2013, they came together and they have signed to build to this standard gauge railway to connect their people and also for trade exchange. Now, this will mean a lot, of course, for the landlocked Uganda to have a railway from that starts from Kampala to the Kenyan borders. Now, construction of the railway is under the deal worth of $3 billion from Malaba to Kampala is expected. Malaba is around the border of Kenya, which is expected to commence in about 2 months or in less than 2 months, and with completion due in 4 years. Now, Uganda's government and Turkish construction, this Yapi Merkezi, signed this deal. It's a 272 kilometer section of railway in a bid to boost regional trade. And this also will, a great contribution for input for the African continental free trade area. Now, Uganda's standard gauge railway project coordinator said, Perez Wamburu, the agreement was for the first section of a plan which is 1,700 kilometer electric rail line, and the segment would cost 2.7 billion euros or 3 billion euros. If you want it in Ugandan currency, it's about 10.8 trillion Ugandan shilling. So its construction, basically, it starts in November. Now, the project will increase trade and it will reduce transport costs. Now, Uganda's Works Permanent Secretary said this is what he said during the signing ceremony. It boosts the regional trade and also it will reduce transport costs. He also said Uganda will use its own funds and credit from export credit organizations to finance the project, which will take about 48 months to complete. Once it started, that's exactly 4 years. Now, the rail section will run from the capital Kampala to Malaba at the border with Kenya, connecting landlocked Uganda to its neighbor rail network and onto the Indian Ocean seaport of Mombasa. That will also help it to export what Uganda export and brings these things without need of any shipment, then bring it, meaning to ship it because it's a landlocked country. So it brings it by rail and then, meets the sea, the port by Mombasa. Now, Uganda had entered into this agreement in 2015, meaning to build this standard gauge railway with China as a company called Harbor and Engineering Company. But to implement was really difficult because they have been just talking and talking without really any action. Actually, this company from China also helped to secure funds for Uganda to build this railway. But now the Ugandans are saying they will source from their own. credit banks. Now, after years of fruitless talks with this Chinese company, they have terminated it and entered to a contract with this Turkish firm. Now, the same has been done by Tanzania, led by Suluhu, Samia Suluhu, the president of Tanzania, and they also used this Turkish firm to implement this standard gauge railway. So basically, they are taking it. They are, they are seeing. They are learning from Tanzania. Now, in 2013, as I said in the beginning, these 4 countries: Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, South Sudan, and Rwanda actually broke the ground on the construction of the standard gauge railway to connect the member states and boost trade in the region. These countries together, they are 5: Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, South Sudan, and Rwanda. They are a home for more than 300 million people. But so far, who have championed this project are Kenya and Tanzania. Now, Uganda is joining in about in less than a month. The construction is going to start. So kudos to Ugandans, and hopefully South Sudan and Rwanda will follow. Rwanda is as well a landlocked country. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this? Hopefully this will not be used for countries to export their raw materials or their raw minerals. Hopefully this is something beneficiary, their something that's product, something from the trade value that African countries can benefit, not really to export our raw materials or raw minerals. Uganda has a lot to export, even amongst between, most of the trade happens in it's intra-trade within Africa. So it will also not only to bring products to be shipped to outside of Africa, but also to boost trade, the intra-trade with Tanzania, Uganda and Tanzania, Uganda and Kenya, and other, so that we can feed each other. What one don't have, the other one can sell. So this will also boost the movement of people, the movement of services, movement of goods. It's a kind of planting more than 3 things in one pot for Africa. So kudos to Uganda and congratulations. Thank you again for tuning in. Let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this move from Uganda and, signing an agreement with Turkish firm.